I need to gloves off. I've been iRacing earlier today, so that's what this is. Obviously, it's a new camera angle, so you can see this now. Mike and I were discussing what we had in kind of... Okay, that was weird. Planned for today. And priority number one is getting enough obsidian for a portal on the other side in the nether, so that even if we somehow get lost, we've got we've got enough to make it back to the to the overworld. I don't know where exactly we'll end up, but so that's our current goal. Where did that hit? Also, looks like need to improve our light situation on top of the base, because there are zombies all over, so I need to do something about that. But basically, right now, what I need to... My mission while we wait for Mike is... First off, I need to get food so I can heal, but... is to find, hopefully, another diamond, so that then we can mine the obsidian a lot quicker. Because right now I think we only have iron, as far as I know. So, going in here, and grab some food. There's something running in the furnace. There's iron. Not that we need any more of that, but we've got it. Right, food. Eat mutton right now. There's that. Let's see. Just checking our inventory right now. I might head over to the village too to see if any potatoes have grown, because I think we don't have any potato seeds. Or we have very little potatoes growing, I should say that. I know that to be a fact. That we have very little in terms of potato growth right now. If anything, honestly. Let me just... Let's take carrots that we have to fill in the spots. Alright, we got 3 lava. And we need what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we need 12 obsidian. where to have a portal. So I'm going to head over to this ravine. The problem is I don't know what we have left for diamonds that we've already explored. I think we're gonna have to find a new mine or something like that to find more, which is gonna be an issue because we're kind of chronically undersupplied, even though we have all of the supplies we need. We're just doing a terrible job of resource management right now. And that's on both of us. I mean, it's something we both really need to work on, because I mean, we don't need coal. We can go into any mine and find coal, so like, you know, we don't need that, but you know, we definitely need iron, because you know, if we want to get basically anywhere from here on out, we need especially iron armor. But I mean, ideally we would have diamond stuff. But I'm also realizing I don't have any torches. Or wood, for that matter. So I'm going to have to go to areas I've been to before. Let's see, coal. I mean, we need to be by lava because that's where the resources are. Give me a buffer block there, just to be safe. I see redstone, so that's a good sign. Being very lackadaisical with the resources that I have, though. That's, I guess that lava pool. Always pays to look up. And now my dogs see something in the park. Pick up that stone. I guess I can break this dirt by hand. And then get ready to head up to the surface. I do have 12 iron, which is nice. So it's not a total waste. Alright. Let's hope the dogs will shut up. And there they go. Okay, so there's water there. But it's lit up, so I'm wondering if I may have like already discovered this area, I guess. Yeah, there's a torch. Okay, so that's where that takes me. In reality, we're gonna go see. I think our only option is to like, oh shit, fall in a hole, but I think where we stand right now in terms of what we have explored and kind of tapped out for the big resources, we need to head that ways in the desert. Because I don't think there's really much for us. Let me tell you, getting bum rushed by dudes ain't fun. A random iron ingot there. Right, let's see. Okay, so we have 4 lava and we have 3 buckets, so that would be 7 lava. We need 12. I need torches. Also need wood. I don't know how much we have of that. But right now, I'm just gonna light up the area. So we have a lot of unlit zones around the house that are causing a major mob issue. Because I mean, look, like, I mean, the trees definitely aren't helping because they can just camp out under the trees. When the sun comes out, which at that point just makes them annoyance more than anything. I really think if we're smart, we would like carve out a canyon or like kind of make where we are a mountain instead of the valley, because in terms of a tactical position, where we're at is terrible. We're basically in the kill valley for our house. I mean, the house is actually a pretty good position being buried in the mountain, because then, like, especially with the way that we've kind of got it guarded with the pressure plates and things like that, we can kind of limit what damage can truly be done, which is nice. But you know, like if we were up there, that would just be tactically way better. Also, what would be amazing is getting a water temple, water fortress, whatever they're called, because then we could get sponges, and the one area down in there that has a bunch of resources would be a hell of a lot easier to manage. Also, I think there's like 4 travelers in this area, which is hilarious. The problem I remember running into is, first off, I have no food, so that's a major problem, but that. And I don't have any ladders. I have stones. I could kind of stone my way out, but shit. Guess I'm munching on carrots. Boy, oh boy. I guess we could do like sand or gravel around the resource and then drain out kind of right in front of the resource. That could potentially be a way to go. Because effectively what that would do is you know, if we took the gravel, right, we can create an air pocket around the resource. And then we can mine the resource then that way with kind of impunity. And not have to worry about the water. So I guess I'll get like however much gravel that is. And I need to go get my stuff back. Oops. Did I not have boots? There are my boots. Right. So now, there's the rest of my stuff. Okay, so I guess I'm gonna do like a kind of a walkway bubble around here. So like that, and then like that. So is this sand doing? Oh, is this just part of my clearance, water clearance? So, fuck. The water keeps pushing me into where I need to. There we go. Great, there we go. There we go. And then, torches down. Basically, it's just kind of this, right? It's, you know, build out the top, side, that side's good. Alright, and then let's see. And then let's see. Good thing I brought a bunch of food. Alright, Mike will be... What are you doing, camera? That's not what I wanted. Right. There we go. We're back. I'll say that should be the iron. Shit. Well. Alright, I got 7 iron, and I need to go smelt a ton more. Oops. That's not what I wanted. I wanted this. So I need a couple things. First main thing I need is a couple more iron pickaxes. Then we need torches, we need ladders, so that we're not breaking our ankles trying to get down them. I can actually have Mike, can you look up recipe for there. I have him look up what we need for the water breathing potions. I think those exist, because that would make our life a hell of a lot easier. Trying to get these resources. Let's see, pickaxe. Can I not do another one? Oh, you need two, that's right. That's why I was gonna go get wood. Alright, here's one. Then iron pickaxe. Time to head back down. Oh, that was a weird noise. Alright. Alright, so that. Alright, so. Okay, so you can do that. I shall beat you to death with sand. So we've got redstone. Okay. Yep. There's a potion stand over in the village across the bay. So it's not a, you know, that isn't our immediate concern. Well, just the time consumption of clearing out the water is just, I mean, if we wanted to make this a video series, then we could do that, but it's just such a, yeah, it's just such a time sink that, because I mean, we need, you know, we need diamond because we need to be able to mine the obsidian. So, I mean, I guess we could, I think you can do it with iron, but it just takes so goddamn long that it's not even worth it. I mean, I don't even know if you get it. I think. Here, let me invite you. It just says you're on Xbox right now, so. Well, and how far away is it? 2 miles. I remember when we did a 24-hour stream in Chicago, Chipotle taking forever as well, so. Alright, there's gold. Hey, you joined the game. While you were gone. Not much. I just drowned. Okay. That's actually a good... I'm not 100% mad that I'm drowning. Because I'm mining resources out of the that water area. So actually that drowning's a little annoying because now I have to go find all my stuff, but it did kind of tell me what do we need. That's not hard. I don't know if we have any, but that's not hard to find. You'll have to catch that. Water bottle's easy. It's like 2 glass or something like that. So, I don't know if you can just kill pufferfish. So that might be our one kind of setback, is the pufferfish side of it, but probably like what the rotting flesh does, where it like burns you, or burns your food. I wish I was a little smarter about this.
Oh, it's the newest potion in Minecraft.
What is?
Decay, there's no recipe for you.
Hmm. Oh. Yeah, that, I think that can only be cured by milk, maybe? No, I think you can cure with it. I also, when I hopped in, I torched up the area to keep the mobs down a little bit, but they're still going to spawn. Like, I was telling the stream earlier, kind of where we put our place is a terrible spot. Well, like, having the house in the cave is great, but how we get into the cave is terrible. Because it's a kill valley. I mean, if we were smart about it, we would have hollowed out, a larger area and then used that as like a... use it as a kill funnel. Yep.
What should I be doing? Going diamond hunting?
I would say that potion of water breathing is easy.
Okay.
We have the stuff, as I said. Oh shit. The nether wart's easy.
No,
The pufferfish? That is going to be the most difficult part. There we go. Yeah, you'll need a fishing rod, and I think that's probably it. It's a random spawn. Yep. Dude, this cave system is massive. Alright. No, the water cave that I'm just giving up on that. We have enough iron. I really didn't lose a ton of stuff. Alright, so you gotta hunt pufferfish. That's what it sounds like. Nope, there goes your internet. You'll make sure? How are you gonna make sure?
So I just went with router. That's all. We have a 2-in-1. Modem.
That,
No, we're building.
I mean, the 2-in-1 shouldn't be an issue. Unless it's an old 2-in-1.
We bought it.
Yeah, it should be fine.
I don't think I can think of that.
Oh, hey, there's an ender. And a spider in the thing. I guess, I mean, you could go diamond hunting. The problem is we would need to, like, we need to travel if we're going to do that.
I think going diamond just makes more sense. Because we do the plan I said about activating the portal there.
Okay, we have 9 diamonds, so we could, if worst comes to worst.
Find obsidian.
Well, I know where obsidian is, but, you know, we could just build pickaxes right now and do it. But I would rather, because, I mean, it's going to take, you know, a minute to really get the, you know, the obsidian no matter what. Plus, we're kind of, we're in that weird it's like playing Yakuza, right? You reach a point where you just have to grind. Like, that's where we're at.
We need more resources.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just making some iron stuff then.
I genuinely just, I think I just had a mini stroke. I have no idea what I'm going to do.
Are you okay? Well, everyone, AJ, no, died.
Let's see.
Patients at the SWW showdown.
We're not going to pay you anything, but
We're paying you an exposure.
yeah, how's that working for us?
Exposing.
Are you on a sex offender list now? Is that what I'm hearing?
Why would I admit such things, AJ? That's dumb.
Well, don't you have to admit if you are?
No, that's like being a cop. You don't actually have to do that. That's not.
No, you definitely have to tell people in your area that you're a sex offender. That is a thing.
Or state law. That's the question.
You're on a national sex offenders list.
But I don't know if you. I don't know if that's telling the neighbors.
That's definitely part of if you're on that list. You have to tell.
Damn it.
Because there's a bunch of restrictions, like, you know, you can't be within, you know, however many yards of a school, and it's optional until the cops arrest you and you go to jail for the rest of your life.
Okay, what cop is it when they're the cop when they're pulling you over like, so you're in the sex offender list? Like,
They don't have to pull you over. They just come up to your house, like, you know, because that's a violation of your being on the list. Like,
I'm just saying, why do the neighbors need to know if I've slapped the kids?
well, and that's the thing, right? Like, it's not even that. It's, you know, you could have, you know, the thing that the reason a lot of guys get on the sex offender list is because they, it's indecent exposure, public exposure, because they were caught pissing in a back alley by a cop.
Every time we pissed in a cop alley, we got on the sex offender list. I would not know a guy who didn't on one.
Exactly, like that's why a lot of guys are. In fact, that's the, like, if I'm sure if you looked at the statistics, the vast majority of people on the sex offender list are a single indecent exposure ticket that they got in their 20s or something like that.
So hear me out. You know, you should
It should, absolutely, but it doesn't.
Like obviously there's more, maybe not. But like that one in that scenario probably should still fix that.
Yeah. But that would, you know, that would mean reforming the justice system, and
We can't do that.
uh, we can't even agree on 50 states being on the same power grid.
Listen, one of them decided not to.
I mean, I joke, but I have family in Texas, and I hope anybody that's I've talked to them and they're gonna be fine. But B, like if whoever's if you're watching and you're in Texas, like heed every warning
Texas, don't be watching.
that to yeah. Why are you wasting your precious electricity watching this shit show?
Sad thing, but funny thing. So did you see my favorite PSA was they had explained in Texas what like your clothes is, and I'm like, oh, yeah, they just wouldn't know that.
Well, but that's like people think Texas is nice and warm all year, but it's really not. Like, no,
The issue is it's not this.
yeah, but it still gets it gets below freezing, for a couple weeks, and then that's it. But
But this is high.
this is well, and this is also sub-zero temperatures. This isn't just below freezing. So no, I think it's hilarious. What the sheer incompetence by that state is incredible. And then for those in charge to blame green energy, even though that was the only thing working at the time, is just.
Which is wild because windmills in theory,
I mean, they work in Antarctica. Like,
but it's basically a windmill built for Antarctica. That's what it is. That's what was amazing that like that technology was not built with that in mind.
well, who's built? Like, you should just build them, as one thing, right? Like, there should be one type of windmill, one that just works. Like, obviously, Antarctica would be a different story because it's such a severe that you would have to.
Because that one I'm not gonna pay. I'm not gonna silly. This is my Falls Point for Texas Geolake. And so Texas, I'm like, I'm not gonna spend that type of money because there's no reason to.
Yeah, you don't need it to be certified to 50 below zero.
Wouldn't it be funny? Yes. Do we need that? No.
Also, I was surprised by the sheer lack of insulation in people's houses. Like,
That's like if you have Sam Cisco stories, they don't get much.
right, but they wouldn't need it because they get like normally 3 weeks where it's super hot and that's it.
And like 2 are super cold.
But yeah, but they have a natural insulation with the bay there, so they generally don't need it. But the thing about insulation, yes, it keeps heat in, but it also keeps heat out. It makes everything more efficient. So why people? Yeah, it's Texas. It's 105 in the summer. Why don't you have insulation? But I mean, they don't believe in a lot of things there. I know, obviously, right? It's generalization, but
It's just funny because watching this, you're like, what the hell?
about so the family that I have is very laissez-faire, like not just Republican. They're
Honestly, you live in, you live out of the state's very laissez-faire, don't you? Michigan.
yes and no. I mean,
You can afford Republican. I understand the difference between Republican, but
yeah, there's yes we don't like a ton of government interference, but we also the
historically is the more conservative side. Not to say that
yeah, I mean it's definitely changed in the past 50 years, but um a lot of like the social systems that you would have in a European democracy, Like a lot of that stuff is just community run. Like there's a foundation or something like that, so it still exists.
Yeah, that's been the American argument. Whether you agree with it or not, that's been a lot of the American argument saying this is doesn't exist. It's just not effective.
Yeah, which in a way, like you know, it's weird, right? That's that weird point of it may be better off being run by the government, but also, you know, the high is there, but the lows are so low.
Like very few people ever heard argued saying that like of course should start with that. The question is who fixes the problem.
Yeah, and I mean, when it comes down to it, right? Like even a liberal in the states is very conservative if you look at you
It
know.
depends. I think you have to make that argument a very specific way. You can't always make that argument.
I mean, in turn, like an American liberal for the most part is very conservative on the global scale, I should say. Like a European liberal compared to an American liberal, like there is overlap.
Like the Labour Party is literally a communist party, right? Not metaphor, it's a literal like the
Yeah,
spirit of the Labour Party is a communist party.
yeah. Which you know,
Which Americans have those parties, but not
yeah. That's also the problem too, right? Like you know, haha, funny. You know, simple Americans, right? We have two parties. You know, the where the UK, for example, has UKIP and Tory and yeah,
Labour and Tory are the two major parties.
yeah.
They weren't always. They do switch more often in this argument, but like, Britain, I think, made that example. Honestly, they really almost have two parties.
They have two major parties.
That could count for, I think, 80% of the votes in the country.
So it's the Tories and it's the
Labour.
no the Democrat. There's another one
Yeah, the
that's
Democrats.
bigger. It's bigger than the Labor Party. Because there's Labor and New Labor and
Yeah.
so
Like that's still there, but I'm saying it's different in Britain because like it's not quite like it's not like I think like Italy would have like actually five parties that like switch power. Like really in Britain it's very different.
I mean they've had I think in the past 20 years 3 or 4 of their parties have been prime minister.
No.
Yeah,
Who was that? Tony Blair was Labour, right?
yeah. And then it was a Tory. It was
Or it was Thatcher. And whoever Thatcher replaced Thatcher, that was right. I don't think Britain's had a non-Labour or I'm looking it up as government.
I want to say Boris was something else,
Boris no. Boris is a Tory.
or
Boris is
not Boris. I may be thinking of the mayor of London as well because that's kind of one and the
the
same.
mayor. Yep.
Yeah,
Boris was like the second mayor of London. Okay. So, current Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, right?
it was a joke.
He's Conservative Party, which is the Tories. It just says Conservative Party.
Yeah,
Because, um,
it's a nickname. It's a
pre
nickname.
him is Theresa May, which also a Tory.
Yeah,
Pre him is the pig fucker, which is a Tory. Pre him is Gordon Brown,
yep,
who I think replaced Tony Blair as the president. Yes.
yeah.
And then previous Tony Blair, pre him is John Major, who I think replaced Thatcher as the conservative leader.
Well, you just be able to look at dates and figure out because
But that's just the thing. I think it was like they was like then.
no, there's a huge gap between Thatcher and Blair.
And oh no, yes, John Major. That's Major. I'm looking at Major.
Was he really in power that long?
Major's in power from 90 to 97.
Huh,
In between.
I guess yeah.
Then you have Thatcher. Pre-Thatcher, you have James in power.
Well, and pre Thatcher is where it kind of peters out in terms of the.
Also Labor. This guy's Labor.
Well, so here's the problem, right? Like the Labor Party, like there's a reason there's Labor, New Labor, and UKIP and things like that. Like
Yeah.
it may be just listed as Labor, but they may be New Labor, or there's a bunch of different.
I'm gonna tell you
problems.
I'm gonna now start talking when I find some people who fit one of them.
I don't know if you will, because I think like there's going to be a huge gap in terms of
Yeah, I don't think there is. I think it's always. I think in modern history, it's only.
yeah
Yeah, because I'm already up to Earl of Alvan Churchill. Yeah.
yeah
And labor was formed, I think, in the 19 teens, so it might just be.
yeah. So but that's also like a you know the Tea Party being considered Republican, right? Like they would probably be listed as Republican on the Wikipedia page, not
So the Tea
this
Party is very Republican.
yeah. But that if they ran as Tea Party Republican or something, I would just list them as Republican, not Tea Party Republican, which whatever. But um,
New Labor is Tony Blair's party, if I'm what I'm Labor is. Because what it was is Clinton ran as a New Democrat. Technically, like he was a Democrat, but he pitched himself as a New Democrat. Blair then pitched himself as New Labor.
well, and New Labor is very much more of the I would say the modern what we consider modern democracy there.
Besides Corbyn was not a New Labor, but he never got any primaries.
Yeah. I guess also you have to look at like the mayor of London too is pretty much prime minister. Like
Major in London was like invented in the 90s.
yes and no. I mean, it was and it wasn't.
It was a thing selected by the prime minister.
Yeah. Yeah, you weren't voted as mayor of London before, but it's existed. It's not like it just all of a sudden appeared. It's been a thing.
That's crazy, but the point more stands.
Yeah. Well, and also London's gone through how many mayors in the past like 10 years it feels like. All right. I'm coming down.
Boris Johnson was 1 mayor ago in London, which is wild.
Mm,
What?
was there
The
not
guy who's
was there not somebody as like an
guy.
interim? Nigel Farage. It's a white dude if I remember right.
Nope, if I don't know, he actually was mayor of London.
I'm pretty sure it was.
I'm gonna look it up. I don't think so. I know who Nigel Farage is.
Could have sworn he was mayor of London.
Niall Farage. He led Brexit. Yeah, no, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Was he
was an
not?
elementary mentor. He was never.
Oh, he was just he was like, gotcha. I can't remember at this point. British politics at some point just became such a farce that it was like, okay, whatever.
Boris Johnson was mayor of London from 08 to 2016,
Yeah,
which is wild. So you want to see more wild? He resigned his mayor of Londonship to become a parliament.
yeah, that was a huge deal. I remember that kind of being like,
Remember, imagine American politics if like Bill de Blasio was like, I'm now gonna run for. Like what?
well, no, it wasn't even I'm gonna run for it. It was basically, um, because they needed somebody to fill Theresa May's position.
Right.
So, and he was nominated as the guy to fill the position. So it wasn't even like, oh, I'm gonna run. It was, oh, it'd be like, I guess it would be more like
Convention. It'd be a party convention in the U.S. That's what it'd be.
no, because nobody ran against him. Like that's the thing. Like,
Normal. That's called a party convention, I think. You can have the
well,
legislative debate or whatever.
but think about it, right? Like a party convention normally, right? Okay, yes, there's one person where it's clear that they're, the state's gonna vote for whoever, but there was an election leading up to that.
Not always. So this year was a fun example was there was Virginia Congressman Bob Good or whatever lost in a party. It was, I'm not kidding you. It was a drive-through party convention during COVID, and he
Yeah,
lost because he officiated the gay wedding.
yeah.
And that was a party convention, and then the seat was so Republican that he was going to win.
But what I'm saying is more of like Johnson's thing was like you know, Boris Johnson is filling Theresa May's position. There was no there was no election. It was like it was just a formality. Like
Do you know what's akin to when in the U.S. when a governor appoints a senator? That's the closest I think we have.
it's tough because
It's not a one-to-one. I'm not saying
yeah,
it is, but it's pretty close.
there's no real one to one in U.S. politics for what happened to Boris. Because also, like, think about it this way, right? Like, Boris has failed upwards at every position.
See, I don't know if I think he's as bad as prime minister yet.
No, I'm not saying he's a bad prime minister, but like,
Also, I think in the UK, prime minister level, he has been one that's not that hard. To be honest with you.
yeah. Well, and also like, dude got shafted in terms of like, nobody was gonna like him, right? Like, no matter what he did.
He got sent into office to weed out breadsticks, which, independent of your opinion of it, negotiations that had to happen for there to happen.
Yeah. And the main problem is like, from everything that I've heard, Boris Johnson in negotiations is such a farce that it's like, okay.
Also, you're dealing with the EU, who actually has all the leverage anyway.
Oh yeah, I mean,
That's part of the negotiation problem. There is, if at any point the EU can just say no, we're done now.
like, the EU can live without the UK. I
I think
don't know if the UK can.
it hurts them a lot having all
I mean,
the UK inhibited.
you have France and you have Germany and like,
But I think it went from now you have 3 pillars it was now 2 or something like that. I think it hurts.
I see that's where I don't know. I mean, Germany won't leave the EU. Like, just it'll never happen.
Oh no, it can't. I'm gonna be honest with you.
It'll never happen.
Stare at it. If it tries to leave it, no, you can't do that. I'm sorry. You're going back in. It's like, but we want to. I'm sorry, German.
Well, they wouldn't want to. Like, think about it this way, right? Like, what do Germans desire?
To not be called Nazis.
No. Well,
Yeah.
some of them don't. Some of them would love to be called Nazis. But they desire order and power. Like, that's what a German wants.
They very, yeah.
Like, if we're getting very basic.
We're very basic on if we had to define country, that is a good way to define Germany. I agree with you.
So they will never leave the EU because the EU gives them order and power. Because think about it this way, right? Like,
And it gives them a good chunk of power because of who they get.
think about it this way. Germany controls a second country. They control Greece.
But also, especially with the UK out of it, like Germany might be the single.
I mean, also think about it this way, right? Like, obviously, the term, leader of the free world is something that is handed on to the president of the United States. Well, I wouldn't chant USA. But I mean, if we're being realistic, is it not the Chancellor of Germany? Like, whoever controls Germany controls the EU, which is, bigger as an economy. It's bigger than the U.S.,
Although not much.
but it is. I mean, it's it's not significantly bigger. It's not like you're controlling China, or India, but you're controlling the EU, which what?
Both US and China are still bigger.
Than the EU.
EU 16% of world GDP, US is 16.4, China is 16.3.
But I mean, let's be realistic. If the EU decided to not do something,
Oh, we would notice. Yeah.
it's not a matter of like, you're not selling X, Y, or Z in the EU. It's Oh, you're not selling in the EU? Well, I guess you're gone. You know, it's very difficult for a company to survive without, you know, that large of a market. But, you know, that's the ultimate German goal. Like, you know, there's a reason the country is what it is today and the history it's had, because it's all about
I
power.
have 8 diamonds.
Good on you. Where are you?
Thank you. I went past the ice age.
Which way? Back towards the old house or towards the village?
No, I went straight through the ice age and I ended up on the other side. I can still see the pillar from the ice age where I went.
Is it to your right or is it like directly in front of you?
You asking questions I don't know the answer to.
If you look at the pillar,
I'm not looking at it right now.
are you underground?
Yep. Is 8 enough or do you want me to get more?
We have 9 already. Um, so that gives us 17. I mean, we can do it with 17, but like we're gonna need. Hold on, let me quick do. I'm at the house. Let me quick do the math. Excuse me. We need
What do we need diamonds for?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so 8. I'm thinking armor as well, because that's going to be a huge thing, especially if I want to do the end. Okay, so we need 8, 5, 7, and 4. So 9, 17, and 7 is 24. So we need 24 just per person for the armor. We need 2 for a sword, and then 3, 4. So we need 29 per person. So that's what, 58?
Did it include a diamond sword and pickaxe?
Yeah. Yeah, so we need 58 and we have 17.
I'll keep looking.
And I totally forgot to do the thing that I came to the house for.
I'm being called my roommate. I'm gonna barricade myself in. I'll be back. Yeah, what's up? I'm coming.
Oi, oi, oi! Oh shit, we don't have any maps. How do you make
Oh, I'm dead.
a map? Map. Empty map. Paper. Paper is sugarcane, I believe. Okay, so I need a bunch of sugarcane. Do we not have sugarcane? What are we doing? Right. So, current mission is sugarcane. Suka. So, see if I can just quick see any. Alright, we got a dipshit with a trident. No, sugarcane. Alright, there's 3 paper. What's up, idiot? I'll beat you to death with sugarcane. Because I'm just straight gangster like that. Oh, interrupt your attack pattern. Therefore, I win. Right. Now, back to the sugarcane. Is that some? How dare you? How dare you slap my booty cheeks? That was the worst trader I've ever seen. Right, I'm gonna just grab the sugarcane here and head back. So I found it's enough. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Empty map. Make 2 of those. I just made maps. Here's the fun thing. I think I made the wrong ones. Well, so there's locator maps, I think is the thing that it's called. And I think that's what I needed to make, and I made an empty map. That's... Well, so that's what I'm wondering. Let me take redstone, some iron, make a compass. Put the resources back because I'm not an animal. And then that stuff back. On my sugar hunt, I found a bunch, and then so I just planted a bunch of it down by the water. So
Down by the dock. Down by the bay.
how many did I plant? 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, and we already had one, so that's 8. There's another one here. That's 9. We don't need that one. So right now we have enough sugarcane planted that we could make, just with, you know, harvesting what we have right now, we have enough to make another locator map. But remember, sugarcane grows.
So we'll have more.
Yep. So being shot, not a great feeling.
What did I tell you? I need 8 bullets.
Yes, you also told me that you finished Miles Morales.
I'm gonna say a thing. People come here as Hades, you know. One of the most frustrating part of facing Hades.
It's just long and tedious.
He has 2 lives, but they don't tell you that.
So it's long and tedious.
Actually, I don't think it's the longest boss fight in the game.
I will say, I wish more games just did the Far Cry of
You just end it.
you can just end the game in 20 minutes. Like, that's such a,
It's a cool thing, but it only works in certain games. It couldn't work in other games.
it's such a big dick move to, well, like that port, like, oh, you have to sit here and wait 20 minutes.
Yeah,
Yes, that can't work in every game. But, like, if there was just, like, I don't think Call of Duty could get away with it, but if there was a shooter where, like,
Call of Duty, they trying to do it.
well, like, where it just, like, you know, remember World War II? Call of Duty World War II? Where it had, like, the base camp or whatever? I think it was in multiplayer. Like, if you just had that in single player and that's how, like, your missions and everything happened, I guess kind of like how Cold War does it,
Yeah.
where you've got that, like, meeting room. If there was just, like, a radio that you could call in an airstrike on, like, the final target and just end it right there. Just be like, you know. And I mean, that's such a simple, like, little Easter egg that you can put in your game that I'm kind of surprised more people don't do it. Unless it's just, you know, it's such a, you know, such a small portion of the audience will actually ever see it. But, I mean, how many, you know, think about the Black Ops, think about the zombies Easter eggs that Call of Duty puts in there where it's like, you know, okay, you're going to see it on YouTube, but how long until, or, you know, a real person, how long until somebody actually discovers it? You know, now obviously it's discovered an hour after the DLC is announced, but
See, to me, what would be more interesting Call of Duty is there's like a hidden room that if you find a way to open it, it lets you unlock the next season map or some nonsense like early.
okay, I've got an empty locator map. Okay, I can now see where you are. So that's what we need to make is locator maps.
I keep getting redstone, so I'm at the same level as diamonds as
Do you need anything? Because I'm going to head your way.
I'm fine actually. I have 37 overall deal. I am fine. We're in corner.
I'm going to make another.
As long as you know how to get us back, in case I get lost. Oh, more diamonds.
Let's see.
Hoppy found diamonds.
3, 4, and that makes a compass. Make one of those. I'm trying to remember what the, like, you can do a certain thing where you take however many, and it's like map 3 is the one we're on. Like, yeah. I forget what the exact thing we have to do is. Shit, that only got me one more. My biggest annoyance is recipes that are in like 3s or 2s.
Oh, but so I'm gonna say it in very broad terms. So ending of Miles, right? Answer the argument we had about the ending of Regular Spider-Man.
About why didn't they just continue it?
No, we argued what happened and what that meant. The ending of Miles is not vague. What it means.
I forget what. I forget what we were arguing. Like,
We argued what the events were, because I don't remember. I think you just remember the events. We know what the villain would be. But
goddamn, that took forever. I guess that's nice. I mean,
and like it was obvious, but like it's kind of cool that kind of make a point of being like, no, this is happening.
buckle up, nerds. Your dreams are coming true.
Oh, I watched Up to Date on WandaVision this week.
That's a show I couldn't give two shits about.
The first like 3 episodes are solely just classic sitcoms.
Are we talking like cringy sitcoms or?
I'm talking like the first episode's I Love Lucy, and like the second episode is like a pretty classic. You can tell.
Oh, so good sitcoms.
Yeah,
Not
they do it actually really well. Like
not 90s bullshit song. Not 90s bullshit sitcoms.
there is a Malcolm in the Middle episode.
I guess that might be the last good sitcom. Like, that was late 90s. Once we started to get into like,
Yeah, I would argue with you. There is a episode 3.
yeah, but that didn't even make it to 2000.
Did it not?
I'm pretty sure that's like Seinfeld, that there was never a new episode in the year by the year 2000. I want to say Frasier's the same thing.
In 2004.
I could have sworn that was like, because that's the or maybe it's Friends. Like one of the big, I mean, obviously Seinfeld, but one of the big ones like that you would think made it to 2000 didn't. It was just such like a, you know, I really don't care, but that's actually a pretty funny fact.
There are good sitcoms. Like How I Met Your Mother, I think is generally a good sitcom. One of my favorites.
It fell off.
No, no. You hear me defending the last season or two? Scrubs, another great sitcom.
I think the problem with Scrubs, I mean, I didn't really watch it that much because I didn't really care. From everything that I've heard, they were forced into doing that last season.
No, no. The joke of if you're a Scrubs fan is that last season was the best. There is no last season.
But,
Like that.
you know, also that it like if you have a show that's like, oh, we have inside jokes with our fans, that is a really good way for me to just tell you to fuck right off.
Rick and Morty.
Oh, absolutely, just fuck right off.
I was gonna say an obvious one though.
That's one that can fuck right off.
You don't like Community?
You know how much of that show is built on inside jokes?
So good. Community at its best is
Right. Fuck me. Okay, I have two of them. Is it just...
I'm up to 20 diamonds, by the way.
Sweet. We got about 15 minutes left. So I guess if you want to start heading home. I am going to look for sugarcane, because I want to say I think I know how to do this, but I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, any sitcom, any show in general that's like, oh, you know, anything that's like kind of takes, and it's mostly modern shows because of, you know, forums and stuff like that and message boards, but any show that's like, oh, you know, we're going to incorporate community headcanon into what the show actually is.
See, but community canning is. I think that's community's a lot chill on that one.
But just like that, I'm not saying that's about community, but the show, but
In general.
in general, if a show is like a Rick and Morty where they're like, oh, you know, we're going to take some of the...
It's a much better light bulb.
Yeah.
Which is funny because it's half the thing either.
Yeah, but it also, I mean, it's really just Justin Roiland for Rick and Morty. I mean,
They don't even matter. But yeah, no, the same matter.
I think, isn't he just a producer on Rick and Morty, so he doesn't do jack shit. Maybe, but he's got such a small role that... Okay, yes, he's a writer, but also that show is Justin Roiland.
It was his show.
Yeah.
Also, the idea that the Russo brothers had made complete opposite of community. Anything else though?
Well, the Russo brothers did like some weird ass like super violent movies too.
Sounds like, can I say the thing that's gonna upset you the most?
Sure,
Sitcom that I'm gonna say is a good sitcom that comes out you about to stream or through your favorite artist.
go for it.
So thinking of community, right? Give me Drake and Josh.
It's serviceable.
Have been worse answers I can think of it.
I mean, I guess the
Obviously, it's the manager of the place. Helen is in community.
I mean the problem that you're gonna have there is like that was right around when I was starting to watch a lot of TV. Was Drake and Josh, so there is kind of this fondness for it that I'm sure.
Actually, I don't think it's actually. I understand what the audience thinks. It's not actually what you guys think. I actually don't think it's a bad show. I think it actually somewhat holds up.
Yeah. Also, I was roughly that age, you know, the age that they were trying to portray. I was roughly that age when that show was on, so I think that's another thing too. That's like kind of, I guess it gets a pass because of that. Like the nostalgia factor is there. I would call the doctor if your dick looks like that. I know you're Italian and the stereotype is the Italian stallion, but let's be honest. I mean, there's not much of you, so for it to be too big would be a surprise. Also, my dick is about 7 times bigger than a gorilla's dick when it's fully erect, so I'm also larger than average. Which, it's funny, right? Like, so obviously the porn industry has wrecked
That's true.
modern modern portrayal of just relationships in general.
Do you not order porn when you get fucked?
Um,
I was being terrible. I can't hold you to that.
I mean, I get fucked by the plumber, but it's when the bill comes, not. But just because the guys need the portrayal you see, right, is guys that are six pack abs, just shredded to bits, and have a you know supposedly a 10-inch dick, and let's be realistic right there. They're probably walking around with a something slightly larger than average, and then you just take enough pills and you vacuum that sucker, and it's gonna be 10 inches. And it's
Back in the house, by the way. Where did I go? Up or downstairs?
what do you mean?
There's the diamond.
Yeah, diamonds are by the furnace. Um, like it's more than porn has ruined women and their kind of body stereotypes. I mean, shit, modeling has done that in such a way more severe way. But it's like you don't need to have you know a foot long sandwich in your pants to, because think about it too, right? Like, you then need to find a woman that is comfortable with her cervix being smashed. Like, it's not even just, it becomes painful at that point. Like, it doesn't even sound fun. Are you still there?
Yeah.
Oh.
You're talking about cervix.
Yeah. Well, I was just waiting for a retort, but I got nothing, and your character wasn't doing anything, so I was like, okay.
I was also reading the Minecraft
Is it some weird, it dropped you, but it hasn't fully registered that it's dropped you thing? There. It's not a fully upgraded one, but you can see a lot more on it than I can see of the one that I've got in my hand, because this one's a blank. It was a fully blank one. It wasn't an explored area. So, but now at least we have something that is a locator, so it's
doing the locating.
we can see. I think you're yellow.
I'm white.
Yeah, you're gonna be white on yours, and then the other person will be a different color. I want to say that you can hang up a map, like a big map.
Yeah.
I forget how. And we need 9, isn't it? We need 9 filled maps. I want to say that's an achievement, but definitely not something that we're gonna do anytime soon.
Definitely done it in the past. I need a frame. That's it.
What do you do? Is it?
And leather and stick. Oh, you can partially coat maps too.
Do I dry the kelp first, and then I can make dried kelp blocks? Let's see.
Okay, so let's see. So we have diamonds.
We have like 29 diamonds, I think. I am drying kelp. I'm trying to see, because there was something about you can eat dried kelp. And I can't.
Oh, I got it. The map room achievement. Place 9 fully explored adjacent map items. 9 items right 3 by 3 squares. The frames have to be on the wall, not the floor.
Yeah, I knew that. So I guess that could kind of be our sub goal while we're going for diamonds and stuff, is to do that, because then we can because like while we're gonna have to explore to fill the maps. So while we do that, we can be looking for diamond and stuff. So I'm just gonna make a quick and dirty stone pickaxe here. Yeah, I got about 5 minutes left.
Let's see, so our plan next time will be more diamonds, or you go with fine on diamonds to at least get us to them?
I would say we're gonna have to wait and let the sugarcane out front grow, because then we can. Yeah, so then we can get the blank maps. And then we will 1, 2, 3. There we go. Put it there. We can work on that as kind of a sub goal to the main goal that is going to be finding more diamonds. So diamonds galore for the next probably couple episodes, because we have 29, and how many did I say? Like 58.
Yeah, something like that. Like,
So we're exactly halfway. So
which reaper, I got 20 in this one, so I got another 9
yeah,
in that.
yeah, and we now have maps, so if we can both find each other and also find home a lot easier, so we can kind of go a little more random places. Yes. So I know I said we were going to go 2 hours, but it's an hour 56. The dogs need to go out. I just closed the world, so you're going to be kicked out of there any second. And yeah. Have a good one. We will see you guys next week, Wednesday, for another SWW Minecraft stream. Yeah.